What up, everybody? About to do a live stream because I haven't done any videos for a minute. So I do have some videos loaded up. But I figured I'd do a live stream. I got Omi and the Hellcat on here. What's cracking? Yo, drop me a comment so I know who's in here. Joe, what up? What up? Hey, Axel, what's up, brother? What's good? Yo, what up? I haven't done a live stream in so long, man. I figured um, I'm getting ready to travel, so I'm not gonna be dropping any videos for a minute. Um, so I figured I'd do a live stream. Maybe I'll do some live streams from wherever I'm at, uh, since I won't be able to drop a whole lot of videos. We'll just go live. But what's up, everybody? What's good? Crypto Nate, Kamal Preet, not anxious anxiety, Colombia or Brazil, neither. I'm at the crib right now. I'm going to Texas tomorrow. What up, Vehicular Overdrive? What's good? He said I should start a travel channel. You know what? I'm gonna just put everything on this channel, man, because I tried to start another channel like for my real estate. I tried to start another channel for a bunch of stuff, and I don't have enough time to maintain all of the channels. So I'm gonna just put everything on here, bro, for real. And then I know YouTube doesn't really like that because yeah, I'm gonna be in Dallas tomorrow. I'm gonna be in Dallas at doing an event for Microsoft. Make a freestyle about cars and real estate. Cars and real estate ain't never fake. Step up to the plate. If you want to get that Skrilla, I'm a black gorilla, for realer. But I'm going to go real far. You might see me driving around in a Lamborghini car looking like a superstar. Pay me in gold, silver, or tar. Don't make no difference. Yo, what up? Reggie142. What's up, Lynchy from Ireland? Wow. Hey, man, shout out to you. Shout out to everybody that's out of the United States, and shout out to everybody that's in the United States. But anyway, man, I'm getting ready to. I'm just chilling. I got my bags packed over there. What's this? Oh, oh yeah, I got my bags over there. So I'm getting ready to. I'm getting ready to go to Texas tomorrow because I'm doing an event for one of my clients. The reason I haven't been dropping a lot of videos is because I got a lot of work from Microsoft lately. So I'm doing events, recruitment events, trying to help them find engineers. So they got me real busy. So I'm trying to get this money while I can because I got a few investments that I'm looking at making and some real estate. So I'm gonna build a house. I'm building an investment house here in Columbus, Ohio, and then I'm going to Florida. I'm going to Miami in about 2 weeks, and I'm going to look at building a house in Miami. Finally, I've been talking about it for a long time, but I finally see a neighborhood that I think might work for me. So I'm gonna be down in Miami, and I'm gonna be down there for about 4 days. So if anybody's in the South Florida, definitely hit me up. Hey, what's up, Tori? Let me make Tori a moderator. Hold on, add moderator. Tori the model is now a moderator, so if y'all act up, Tori can ban y'all. Hey, what's good? Yeah, that Lamborghini is still for sale. Unruly Star. So I'll sell it to you. You come up with about 100. Give me about 108,000. I'll sell it to you. Beastie Coaching. What's good? What kind of home should I purchase for my first real estate investment? Single family or duplex? Uh, it depends on where you're at, but I like single family because you can sell them faster if you need to, especially if it's your first investment. Hold on, man. Let me sit up, man. Let me give y'all some attention. All right, so the question was, what kind of property should you buy for your first investment property? And so my recommendation is I'm gonna tell you what I like. I'm not gonna tell you what I recommend because you could win with both of them. And duplexes are good. Like if you want to live in it and then rent the other side out, that's a good option. But I like single family homes because if for some reason you need to sell it because you have a financial emergency or something, single family homes you can usually sell faster and they usually appreciate more, at least where I live. So that's why I like single family homes. They're just a little bit more flexible. But duplexes aren't bad, especially if you plan on living in one side and renting the other. What? So that's Columbus, yeah. So you're in Columbus as well. So usually the duplexes, man, are a little bit older in the older neighborhoods. So for your first property, man, and definitely single family homes appreciate a little bit faster. But right now, Columbus is crazy right now. So as long as you get either property at a really good price, then you'll be straight. So what else we got? What's good? Um, Cameron Cooper said, "Is buying a single family and refinancing to buy another property a good idea?" Yeah, as long as you don't overextend yourself and you're able to, when you refinance, you're able to make that. Because when you refinance, you're going to have another payment. So you got to make sure you can make all the payments that you're going to have. So I've done that before. Um, but you got to do the math before you do it. You got to see like what if your new payment when you refinance is an additional $300 a month, then you got to count that in to make sure you're gonna make enough money to pay that back. But it's less risky when you pull money out and you're gonna do a flip. As long as you get a good flip, usually that payment's only gonna last for so long, so you'd be good. All right, what's cracking, everybody? Um, I'm just so for those of you guys that just came in here, I've been real busy lately, so I haven't had time to drop a lot of videos because tomorrow I'm doing an event, like a really big event, and I've been focusing on getting ready for that event. So I'm gonna be gone out of town for like a minute, in Texas. So if anybody's in Texas, holler at me. Then I'm gonna be going to Florida for another event for Amazon. So I got mad work. So knowing that I'm not gonna be dropping as many like pre-recorded videos, I'll try to do some live streams. Just catch up with you guys. All right, so let's see what kind of questions we got here. Um, would I do a flip as a new investor in order to build capital to invest in more expensive markets? Yeah, um, ask them that. I would definitely do that. Um, you gotta remind me how to pronounce your name, dude. Every time I see it written, I mean, I don't want to mess your name up. But yeah, I highly recommend that. If you're just getting started and you don't have a whole lot of capital in the bank, I recommend you do flips until you build up your capital and then start looking at either more expensive properties or looking at rentals after you got a lot of capital to ride out any storms. You know what I'm saying? Um, so the next question is, would I ever use a HELOC to buy a home equity line of credit to buy a property? Yeah, I've done that before as well. And I got HELOCs on about two of my properties right now. The only problem with HELOCs is you got to be real disciplined with a home equity line of credit because you could run up to like maximize that line of credit, and that the interest rate is higher than a regular mortgage, so you got to be careful with that. But yeah, as long as you're disciplined and you pay it off as fast as possible, then using a home equity line of credit to make a investment property purchase, not a bad idea. Just always make sure you're buying a house below market value so that you can get out of it, if you need to, by selling it, and make sure it can cash flow if it's a rental. You know what I'm saying? So Antoine said, "What's your thoughts on commercial real estate? 7 units. Can you get 30-year fixed?" I have never seen a 30-year fixed on on commercial real estate. I've never seen it. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist though. So you just have to find you have to shop around with some banks. Like, and you could just start by putting in Google 30-year mortgage, commercial real estate mortgage or something like that. Just search on Google and see if any banks are doing that. But like all the banks I talk to, they don't like doing commercial loans that long. They usually max out around 20 years. All right. All right, let's see what other questions we got. Hey, what's up, Reggie? Said Get Will's real estate course. I purchased it and it's great. I currently invest in apartments in DFW. This course has been ready to buy some single family homes. Yeah, man. Single family homes are safe if you get them in good markets. You know what I'm saying? I like single family. Like if I look at selling some of my properties now, I'm gonna I'm gonna sell some of the condos and stuff that I own because they don't appreciate in value as fast as the single family homes. Like I got single family homes that have like almost triple. I mean, like just crazy value. But I got condos as well that have. What happened is my condos they have risen in value because I got them for so cheap, but they kind of top out. Like they like stay where they're at. But the single family homes they keep going up. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like single family homes. All right, let me look at the next question here. Uh, I hate Google, or I hate Google. Look like I said. How do I save money? Man, work. The secret to saving money is make more money than your expenses every month. So if your expenses, you got to pay for your car note, your rent, your food, and your utilities and stuff like that, gas and all that. Calculate how much money you have to spend on your needs every month, and then make sure you're making more money than what you pay out every month, covering your basic living expenses. And then work as much as you can. Like work as much as you possibly can. If you don't have two jobs or a job and a side hustle that's going to make you some money, then you're probably not serious about getting ahead. Or you maybe have other priorities, which is understandable, but like family and stuff like that. But all right, let me see what other questions I got. And I appreciate y'all jumping on the live stream. I'm just trying to do some videos. I'm gonna do some live streams in the coming couple of weeks because I'm gonna be traveling a lot. So I got some interesting stuff I'm doing though while I'm traveling. So I'll try to bring you up to speed. But mostly I'm traveling for work. I'm just gonna try to get some YouTube footage in between my work stuff I got going on. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm getting ready to travel tomorrow. I'm still at home now, but I wanted to do a live stream to see if I could answer any questions that like related to real estate or whatever, related to the cars. Ask me anything. All right, next question was Deal Raj Tawana. Hey Will, I'm from Toronto, Canada. I was looking to invest in a pre-construction condo in downtown Toronto. Should I get a studio, a one bed, or one bed and a den? All right, so I don't know Toronto market that well, but usually, usually the studio is the cheapest, right? And then the one bedroom plus the den is going to be the most expensive. I would recommend that you get whichever one of those is the highest demand because it's safer for you in case you need to sell it or when you go to sell it, or when you go to rent it out. So I would recommend you get whatever one is the highest demand if it's an investment property. But I don't know which one is because I'm not familiar with the downtown Toronto real estate. I'm familiar with Toronto because I go up there probably once a year or something like that. But yeah, just do your research, man. Figure out which one is the highest demand, and make sure. I mean, I'm doing an investment like that as well. I'm doing a pre-construction investment property, but I'm trying to flip it. I'm not trying to rent it out because it's too expensive for me to rent it out. I'll rent it out if I have to, but I'm really trying to flip it. And the risk is that you're playing the market and you're trying to make sure that there's going to be enough demand when you go to sell it, when it's done with construction, you go to sell it. And hopefully, I don't know, we don't know what the market is going to do, but, you know, no risk, no reward. So I feel you on that. All right, Xavier Edmonds says, Was I originally an engineer for Microsoft or still work for them or something?" Okay, so what I'm doing with Microsoft, yeah, I was an engineer, a software engineer. Microsoft made me a job offer like before I started my company. Well, I started my company, but it was a side company, right? It was a side hustle, and I knew I wanted to do it full time. But I interviewed with Microsoft. They made me a job offer to be a software consultant, and and I turned down a job offer, but I didn't burn my bridge, and so I got my company going, which was I built some social networking software, and it blew up, and I started making money with it. And I started getting clients that wanted to advertise on one of my biggest social networks. And Microsoft became one of those companies that wanted to advertise with me. And so I told them how I almost went to go work for Microsoft as a software engineer, and they made me an offer, and they verified it, and they were impressed by the fact that I got a technical offer from Microsoft, because it's like that's every software engineer's like dream job. So they basically went into contract with me, and I've been working with them for the last 10 years. So they're my client. They're one of my biggest clients. Amazon and Microsoft are probably like two of my biggest clients. But they're not the biggest, actually. There's one bigger company. Um, so anyway, I help them do events, recruitment events, to find other software engineers. So since they couldn't hire me, I helped them find other people like me, and I understand what they're looking for probably better than most of the other companies they work with. So they continue to give me a lot of business. So I'm probably gonna have to hire some people so I don't have to do all of these events by myself, because I don't, I feel like I got a job instead of being a business owner. So somebody wants to send me a resume to work for me remote, send me a resume. Get at willmotivation.com. Um, would it be best to have an LLC before you start flipping? So this is 255 Placid DR. Would it be best to have an LLC before start? I would recommend yes, but I'm not a lawyer, so I can't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason why you have an LLC. It's limited liability. People need to understand that when they do business with you. So yeah, I would recommend that you have an LLC. It's so cheap to set it up, and it's fast as well. So yeah, you should do that. Everybody should have some kind of side business under an LLC. Um, hey, I answered how do you save money already, right? I hope you heard that. Crypto Nate, what's your opinion on investing in apartments versus single family? Single family is less risky because you can get out of it if you need to sell it. You can get out of it faster. Plus, individual single families, you usually can make more money on those individually versus an individual apartment unit, right? But if you have an apartment building and you got, 10 apartments in there, there's some advantages to having that. Like, I wouldn't mind having some apartment buildings. It's just a little bit more risky for the average investor. So, but it's the same thing at the end of the day, except for the fact that single family homes appreciate, I think in general, they appreciate at a faster rate. And like, if I could have 10 single families versus one apartment building with 10 apartments in it, I'd rather have 10 single families, because I'm gonna make more money on rent most likely, and because people pay more for single family homes than those individual apartments. And then I'm gonna make more money when I go to sell those 10 single families than to sell the one apartment building. And there's gonna be more buyers for those single family homes as opposed to more buyers for the apartments. There's less investors out there than there are consumers. So everybody do me a favor, hit the thumbs up for me. Like, we got 27 thumbs up and 82 people. So if everybody could do that for me, I appreciate it. Because that means basically it'll share with more people. Because I'm going to just try to answer as many questions as I can before I go to bed. Cameron Cooper said, is 40K a decent down payment in Columbus? Yeah, I would say so. That's 10% of 400,000. So you get a $400,000 house as a consumer, or you could get like a $200,000 house as an investment with 40K, because that's 20% you got to pay as a down payment. And $200,000 house, there's plenty of houses in that range, but it's going up quick. Marcus X said, for someone starting out buying investment property, do you normally try to pay above 20%? I do, yes. I normally do pay 20% down unless I'm not sure what I want to do with my money. Like there might be more opportunities. So I'll pay the minimum 20% if there's more opportunities out there and I'm going to buy more. But if I plan on keeping something for a long time, then I usually pay a larger down payment so that my mortgage is lower and it can increase my cash flow and reduce my risk, because of lower payment. So it just depends on what's going on. But like when I first got started, if I could do everything over again, I would pay the minimum down payment and I would try to maximize how much property I could buy and get control of because everything was cheap. So if we ever get a recession and the price of property goes down, then you want to pay minimum down payment and get as much property as you can while the recession is at the bottom. And then, then it's going to start going up. Then you're going to get rich. So that's what happens. Silvera Family Adventure said, "What's a good way to find good contractors for a new flip?" So that's actually one of the lessons in my online course. There's a lot of good ways, and I would suggest you check out my online course. It's willmotivation.com/invest, and I have a whole like section on how to find a good way to find contractors. But what's worked for me is basically word of mouth is and networking. That's that's the best thing that's worked for me. Jay. All right, brother. Jay. Jay. Sandwich said, "What is the cheapest insurance you can get on a Lambo without full coverage? Like if you only take it out on rare occasions." Uh, you could get liability on it, but the problem with liability is if anything happens, your Lambo is gone, bro. Like if you crash your Lambo and you only have liability, it's not gonna cover anything that happens to your Lamborghini. That's the cheapest you can get. Uh, if you're saying what's the cheapest full coverage you can get, I mean, different companies will give you a break for not putting that much miles on your car, but it's relatively expensive though. Like I pay for my, I think for my Huracan, I pay like I'm gonna do a video on my latest insurance bill with the all three Lambos, but I think I pay like 180 a month or something like that. Jonathan Phillips said, "Do I invest in PA or outside of Ohio?" I don't invest in Pennsylvania, but I'm getting ready to invest in Florida. My goal is to have my first property in Florida by next year and maybe this year because I'm about to start looking like in a couple weeks. Beastie Coaching said, "Have I bought a home on a curb offer? What's the pros and cons on those?" Uh, Curb offer is when it's like sight unseen. For those of you that don't know what a curb offer is, and yes, I have bought properties sight unseen, and of course the risk is that you don't know what could be wrong with the house. So when you make a curb offer, you gotta pretend that all the worst stuff is wrong with the house, like the plumbing is shot, and you gotta calculate how much you would have to pay for the worst kind of problems that you would have with that house, and hope that you get it for that cheap, and then hope you get lucky. So yeah, I've done that, and I've had pretty good luck with it. But you just gotta imagine all the worst stuff that could be, and usually the most expensive stuff is plumbing, followed by maybe like foundation or roofing type stuff. So there you go. So Mr. Wall Street one said, "What advice would you give to someone who is changing careers and looking into IT? I am finding the industry a little overwhelming." Dude, it can be overwhelming because there's so many aspects of IT. What I would recommend is you focus on some type of programming language and learn how to write code because there's a lot of IT people, but there's not enough coders. There's not enough people that write code. So if you want to get paid the big bucks, learn how to specialize in writing code. Like check out all the different programming languages and figure out which one you like the best and then study up on it and maybe get a certification or something. Take a course, learn it, get some side projects, get some experience on your belt, and then try to get a career with some company to get a couple years of experience, and then you could go work for. There's some big companies out there paying big time six figures for coders, man. But IT people, man, IT people, some of them get paid a lot, but some of them don't get paid that much. But coders, like if you know how to write code, you getting paid. That's where it's at. So that's my recommendation. Vehicular Overdrive said using private hard money to do a new build flip on cheap owner finance land. Using private. All right, so my general thing on using private hard money to do a flip, do the numbers, man, because it might turn out that they're gonna make more money than you, and that means you're working for them. So if your hard money lenders make more money than you on your flip, then it's probably a bad deal because that's like you work for them as an employee. You feel me? That's why I don't like hard money lending on nothing, flips or rentals. Unless I'm the hard money lender, then you work for me. You know what I'm saying? And if you mess up, I'm taking the house and cutting you out. You see what I'm saying? So I don't recommend if you're really trying to make money, like get your credit tight and use your own credit with some small banks and finance your flips that way. You know what I'm saying? Get your hustle on. Work two jobs, until you can bring your money up. And I appreciate everybody hit the thumbs up. All right, so what we got? Michael Britton said, "How do I feel, or what's your experience with renting on Section 8?" I don't have any experience with Section 8. I don't really like. I have a brand. For me, I have like my brand. My brand is Moss Estates. That's my company. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to buy middle class, upper middle class rental homes and flips. So my target is upper middle class, not Section 8. So I never did Section 8, and I've heard good things and I've heard bad things about it. The good things is you're supposed to get your money on time from the government every month. The bad thing is the tenants, the quality of tenants you get. Sometimes they tear up the properties, and I've seen that happen firsthand. So that's the thing about it. Q makes it happen. Said, "Brother Will, when did you know entrepreneurship was the way for you?" That's a good question, man, because as an entrepreneur, man, I still have nightmares that I got to go get a job, and I'm not being funny. Like I still actually have like a reoccurring dream that I failed and I got to go get a job, and it scares me. It's like a real brief dream, but I still have that fear as an entrepreneur, but it's a healthy fear because I keep hustling. But at the same time, it's a little unhealthy because I take on a lot of work and I always stay busy, and sometimes I would rather have some time to just relax and have a regular schedule, like where I have free time and stuff. Where a lot of times I don't have any free time, and sometimes I get to the verge, I get stressed out, and I get afraid that I'm gonna snap on somebody. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a good thing, man. About what it is as an entrepreneur sometimes. But I knew it was for me. To answer your question, you asked me when did I know being an entrepreneur was for me. Basically, when I always had sort of an entrepreneurial spirit where I always was trying to do some side business because with a 9 to 5 job, when you have a boss and you work for a company, usually your salary is capped and you can only make like a certain amount. And I don't like having limits on me. I don't like that because if I have a whole lot of potential and I believe in myself, why would I let somebody else limit me and how much money I can earn? And I just don't like that. And so I knew as an entrepreneur, I wouldn't have any limits except for my own abilities, and I really believe in myself. So that's when I kind of knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So I started side hustles, um, and you only live life once, as far as we know. So for me, I didn't want to be an old man and regret not trying to be an entrepreneur. Even though I had a family when I stepped out and started running my business and took the big risk, I was just like, hey, I'm a hustler. So if it didn't work out, I knew I would hustle myself back into whatever I needed to do to take care of my family. So, but I knew I didn't like limits put on me. I don't like limits. So that's the thing about entrepreneurs. If you believe in yourself and you hustle hard enough and you willing to work hard for whatever it is you're working on, compared to other people, then you're probably an entrepreneur as well, or a good candidate to be an entrepreneur. So, all right. So let me see. Saeed Hoke said, "What is your first business ever?" What was my first business ever? Um, I my first business ever that I tried to do with my friends was after we graduated from college, we started a uh, we started a web development company, and we were going to make websites, but none of us were designers. We were all coders. Well, two of us were coders, and one of the guys was more of a salesperson. So we started this company. It was called Design Tech, and none of us was good designers. Um, so that didn't go anywhere. We didn't get not one client, and nor did even we even get to the place where we had any clients. So that didn't work out. But that was my first company, and the next company I had was what I still do now, which is HBCU Connect, and it's worked out very well. And every other company I lost after that, I've had some success with it. Maybe not as big, but some of them were big. Like the real estate was pretty big. Um, so Kim Roberson said, "What do I think about the Jay Morrison and Tony situation? Do you think seminars are a benefit for real flippers and investors?" I think seminars can be a real benefit, but I think books and online courses are probably the best thing, man, because seminar might be one day or a week or something like that. But but I don't know. I don't really do the seminars, so I can't really speak on them too much. And as far as Jay Morrison and Tony, I don't know who Tony is. I don't know if that's his wife, what her name is, but I think from what I've seen, he's very knowledgeable and he seems to be trying to do some good stuff. But I don't know anything on the inside other than, and I had a conversation with him on the phone one time. We were talking about working together, and he was kind of like trying to check me out to see what I was all about. And and I like why I was kind of checking him out, but I stay so busy. I stay so busy. Like I wasn't trying to get on his team. Like I don't think they understood. Like I don't know if they understood that when we talked, I wasn't trying to get on their team. I was just trying to see what they were doing and show them what I'm doing and see if we had synergies. But I wasn't evaluating him to get on my team, so or whatever. So I don't know, the dude personally, but from what I could see outside looking in, looks legit and looks like he's trying to do good stuff. Um, so I think he's cool. I think he's legit. But I don't, like I said, I don't know none of the inside stuff and I haven't done any business with him. Let's see. Call Me Boogie said, "Have you ever invested in the foreign exchange market?" No. Have I invested in the market? Yes. But what my best investments so far have been real estate and in investing in my own companies. Um, yeah, what's your first business ever? So, okay. Andy Cap said, "In today's high price market, is it better to sell or refinance a paid off single family to get money to invest? Also retired, so tax benefits of owning not in play." You still have tax benefits of owning though. You still do. Andy Cap. So to answer your question, is it better to sell or refinance? It just depends on if you want to keep the property or not. Um, it's definitely a seller's market right now, at least where I am. Um, but for me, like I don't like refinancing because my goal is either to make a lot of money on a flip or to pay off rentals. Like my that's my long term goal. So refinancing doesn't really to keep a property doesn't fit my long term goal as that well. You know what I'm saying? So that it just depends on what you're trying to do. But if you're trying to keep your property and take out a loan on it to get more property, there's nothing wrong with that. Like you can refinance, especially if it's a good property that's real strong, like a single family home that's appreciating a lot, then that could be a good thing. All right, let me see what other. I'm gonna go from the bottom up. So if I miss your question, just ask it again. All right, so slash Jason said, "When are you going to buy a McLaren or a Bugatti?" uh, when I get 1 million subscribers. I'm far from getting 1 million subscribers, but hey, y'all want to see something though? Check this out. I don't have 1 million subscribers, but since you brought up the Bugatti and everything, oh yes, I do still have my Christmas tree up. But let me show y'all something, man. I haven't opened this gift because I feel like it's not just for me. I feel like this gift is for everybody that subscribes and follows my channel. So I'm gonna open this up in a special video when I get back from my travels, and we'll like open this up together and like celebrate the 100,000 subscribers. So thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. And this is my 100,000 subscriber plaque. Big shout out to Omi and the Hellcat because he reminded me I had to apply to get it. But thanks to you guys for following my channel, and we have hit this milestone together. So we're gonna open this up together. So I'm not opening it yet until I'll let everybody know. Like, well, I don't know if we'll do a live stream or if I'll do a video, but I'm waiting to open this because I feel like I said, I feel like it's not just for me. I feel like it's for all of us, for kind of like coming together as a community. And yeah, that's my Christmas tree. It's still up because it's not a priority for me to take it down. And I don't mind looking at it. So don't say nothing crazy about my tree. So what y'all talking about? And thanks for all the congrats. And like I said, this is not just a me thing because like you don't hit 100,000 subscribers by yourself. You know, you hit 100,000 subscribers with all them 100,000 subscribers that kind of bought into your channel and what you're trying to do. So I feel like it's for everybody. So Mike C said, "Are we still going to get the Evo?" That's a good question. I'm going to South Florida in a couple of weeks for work, and I'm gonna go down there and check on ordering that Evo. So basically, to order it, I gotta put down a deposit of $10,000. So I think I'm probably going to go ahead and order it to spec, because if I don't want it at the end of the summer when it comes in, I don't have to buy it and I can get my money back. But the thing is, who is that? Demonology. Hey, what's up, Demonology? Shout out to Demonology. It's my brother down in. Hey, Demonology, I'm gonna be down in Dallas, bro. I'm gonna get there tomorrow. So I'll hit you up. I'll call you. I'm gonna be working when I'm down there, but we could try to catch up. Demonology, yeah. Shout out to Demonology. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe if y'all want to see me whip up on this modified Dodge Demon. Speaking of Dodge Demon, my Hellcat, I'm gonna do a little bit more content with it before I take it back to the dealership, because I only got 1 more month with it, and then I gotta either buy it or turn it in on lease. Jackass Flat says still got mine up too. No plans of taking it down. Yeah, I'll take my time on the Christmas tree, man, because I'll be so busy I don't really get to enjoy, the whole Christmas time like a lot of people. So I feel like I'm just stretching it out since I don't get to sit around and enjoy it. Raphael Williams said, "How to fry chicken?" What? I don't understand that. Carl Swanson said, "I have several rental properties with equity in them. Should I use equity to purchase more duplexes or small apartment complexes?" It's up to you, man. Like, it depends on your market. You can make money with both. Look at how much money you can make with the duplexes, how much money you can make with the complexes, right? The apartment complexes. The thing is, I like to do the thing that's least risky in the case that I have to sell a property to get my money back. So the duplexes are probably less risky than the apartment complexes, because if you got to sell an apartment complex, finding a buyer is going to be harder because all of the buyers are going to be investors, right? And what do investors want when they buy an apartment complex? They want a deal because they're an investor. So if you come in a situation where you got to sell that apartment complex for any reason, you're going to have a whole bunch of sharks swimming around waiting for you to bleed so that they can kind of attack you and try to get you to sell for a loss. So that's the thing. Just be careful with that. But if you're in a good financial position to buy the apartment complex and keep it for a very long time before you have to sell it, then that could work out as well. Just be careful. Pure Ism said, or Ism, I don't know what that Pure Ism. What do you think about the new E63S coming out? I think it's gonna be dope. I think Mercedes is the dopest car company at the highest level. Like Mercedes, I think is the top car company out there. Um, just all things considered, they make the most models of vehicles. They have like the dopest technology. So I think Mercedes is dope, man. So E63S is for sure gonna be dope. And what up, Emotions One? What's good? What's up, Swisher Swish? Demonology. Um, yeah, Demonology. Like I said, I'll shoot you a text um, when I'm hitting the road tomorrow. When I'm about to be there. Long Shot B said, "When you and Stradman going to race gladiators, man, Stradman has that Hellcat engine in his Gladiator. So what I should do before I take my Hellcat back to the dealership off a lease, I should take the Hellcat engine out of the Hellcat and put it in my Gladiator, and then put the Gladiator V6 in the Hellcat and just try to turn it in. See, they might not notice. That's what I should do. What's up, Rich? My realtor's in here. Rich got me to invest in a new build. Let's hope it turns out all right. um, I'm sure it will though. Usually, usually the thing about flipping houses and selling houses, that's my philosophy is, if you make it nice enough, it's just a matter of finding the right buyer, man. The right buyer falls in love with it. You can usually get your price. That's my experience. Um, and that's been after selling at least 15 to 20 properties so far. Yeah, he said skip work and come hang out. Demonology is a bad influence. Dude, I wish I could, man. I'll tell you what, I'm about to hire some people so I can do that next time. And I'm dead serious. Um, all right. Dwayne Proctor said we need to get the R8 and the Huracan together. Yeah, I'm down with that, Dwayne. Just hit me up. Instagram or email is the best thing. Get at willmotivation.com. Um, Rumble Strip said, is 50 grand enough for a rental property? 50 grand is usually enough for a down payment and maybe a rehab, but 50 grand might not. There's not a whole lot of markets that have where you could buy a property in cash for 50 grand. There are places, locations where you can do that, but it's a little bit more difficult. Um, yeah, demonology is a soul snatching god. Ford Angelo J said, when are you going to do a collab with Goon Squad? So I'm going to try to collab with Goon Squad this summer. Matter of fact, look what's on my TV. Speaking of Goon Squad, for all the Goon Squad fans out there, that's funny, man, because look what's on my TV right now. For those of you guys that didn't think I was a real Goon Squad fan, and y'all thought I was trying to, what do they call it? I forget what you guys call it. Some people were saying I was clout chasing. Nah, man, them are my dudes. I like them because they're positive and they Goon Squad shows they're a really, really, really good example for young men because they show how to be industrious and they show how to do things yourself and basically use your creativity and your ingenuity. And they're like regular guys that are doing irregular things because of their work ethic and because of their industrious, you know, their industriousness. So I love them, man. I talk to them. They always respond back to me whenever I message them. They're just good dudes. So I think I think um, I think a collaboration is imminent. Just based on good energy. They're just good dudes, and I don't see them doing a whole lot of collaborations because I think they stay real focused and real busy on their projects, because I believe they're kind of like me. When the iron, you strike when the iron is hot, right? Basically, it's an old saying that says, if you're doing good, doing your thing, you gotta, and they're entrepreneurs too. Like, they're running this business and they don't want to start changing the formula and risk messing up what they have that's going good. So if I am able to collab with them, I don't expect that it would be, I don't know, maybe it'd be something big for my channel. I don't know if they would run on, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty imminent. If I like when I go down there, I have to go down there too next month. So maybe I'll drive down there. Well, I can't drive down there, but maybe I'll try to collab with them when I'm down there in Tennessee next month. Um, so Elliot Patillo said, "What are my thoughts on the new electric Mustang?" I think it's like Ford has to go in that direction, but I wouldn't want one. I don't like electric cars. Even though they outperform gas cars, I had my first drive in an electric car in that Tesla, and I didn't like it, man. It made me car sick. It's like, I don't know. They're fast and everything, but I just don't like it. I like the sound of a motor. Um, HTX at large said, what's the best way to build business credit? Establish a business first. Number two, establish a line of credit. Get a banking relationship. Establish a line of credit. You can lease a vehicle in a business name. Everything that you're going to do at first when you build the business credit, you're going to have to personally guarantee it. But it's just the same way as building your personal credit. You got to get lines of credit for different things that you need in the business. And then you're going to have to personally guarantee those things with your own personal credit. And that's how you build it up. Like, I lease my cars with my business, but now I don't have to co-sign for my car leases for my business. Um, I also buy houses. When I buy a house, though, they still want me to personally sign for the house. The reason why is because, like, with a when you have a bunch of rental properties and you have good accountants, the good accountants will get you all the tax write-offs and reduce your overall income. So every time you go to buy a new house and you got low income from your rental property business, then you're gonna have to, like, use your own personal credit to back that up. But just depends on what kind of business it is. What else y'all talking about? Um, but yeah, I would love to collaborate with Goon Squad. They're the real deal. I like them a lot, man. They're good people. Duty calls carpet clean said, would I be willing to take a look at some properties and give me? So, dude, like, I'm super like super busy. I would do that if you were a student in my online course. But if you're a student in my online course, you probably don't need me to look at the properties because I teach you how to do it. So basically, I would be doing the work for you. Like, I'd be doing your homework. So you should just take my online course for real if you're serious. Like, willmotivation.com/invest. And I'll teach you how to evaluate the properties uh, to the, like, nitty gritty. Um, Marcus Jones said, "Do I have a plan to build a Hellcat engine in my Gladiator?" I'm either gonna do an engine swap or I'm going to supercharge it. Supercharging it is a lot cheaper. Doing an engine swap is like 30 grand. Supercharging it is like 7 or 8 grand. It's a big difference. Um, House hacking is risky. Let me see what other questions we got. I wish Good Squad would swap my engine for me. That'd be dope. Um, so Royalty Thomas said, if I only had 5,000 to work with, how would I rebuild? That's a good question. So, like, listen to this. Listen to this carefully. Somebody asked me, if I had only $5,000 and I had to start again from scratch, and I only had $5,000, what would I invest in, or how would I use that money? The answer for me is very simple. I would take the $5,000 and I would learn. I would put it towards education to teach me um, a skill that I could then use that skill to make a lot of money. Whatever skill would pay me the highest. So, for example, in my case, I would specifically take the 5 grand and I would enroll in a course to learn how to write the latest programming language to brush up my skills in software. Or even if I had to start over and learn an entirely different programming language, that's how I would use the money, because I would turn that 5,000 in 1 year. I would get a really high paying job, and I would go from $5,000. I pay for my course, I would learn the material, and I would go apply for a bunch of jobs that are really, really out there. There's a lot of them. Like, if you ever wonder why you see all these people coming from India and from China and Asia to work tech, like high tech jobs and computer jobs, the reason why is because people in the United States don't try to learn that stuff. They're too lazy. Like, I don't know if they're too lazy, but not interested, or whatever the case is. They're not learning how to write computer code and stuff. So all these super high paying engineering jobs are going to people on those H-1B visas. That's right. So what I would do if I had 5 grand is I would learn a high paying skill. And the most obvious high paying skill that I've seen is software development. So I would learn one of the languages, and I would get a little bit of experience under my belt, maybe doing an internship or an apprenticeship or whatever. And then I would go get a 6-figure job. And in 1 year, I would save, I would cut my living expenses to the minimum. And then in 1 year of working a 6-figure job, I would save at least half of that money. And at the end of the year, I would have 50 grand. And then I would take that 50 grand and start reinvesting it either in a business or some flips, and I would start flipping property, or I would have some kind of side business going on. That's what I would do with 5 grand. I would invest it in myself and my education, because 5 grand, if you invest it in a real estate investment or somebody else's business or something, that's like you're betting on somebody else. Like, you're betting on the market. When you invest in real estate, yeah, you can take 5 grand. Um, like, I show you guys how you can take 5 grand and invest in as a down payment on a certain property, but you're gonna have to do all the hard work yourself to build that property up and then flip it. So that's a possibility. But after you flip it, what you're gonna turn 5,000 into, um, like 50,000 max. Like, let's say you was able to do that, but you still didn't. Like, you can keep trying to do that, but you're dependent on the real estate market. And I think it's a stronger thing to depend on yourself, like, and your knowledge and what you know how to do. Now, if you want to take 5 grand and invest in learning how to do, flips, whatever the high paying thing is, you want to take that 5 grand and invest it in your knowledge and then apply that knowledge. That's really what you want to do. But if it was me, I would the less risky thing, man, is to just go to work, with a high paying job, save the money, start a side business, and then you got some money to play with, and it's less risky because you got good skills that are in demand. So that's the answer to the question. That's how I spend 5 grand. But I'm not lazy though. Like, if you're lazy, you might not like that answer. But I'm not lazy. Like, I've never been afraid to work or learn. Even if something is hard, somebody else can do it, I can do it too. So that's the thing. Like, if like that's my thing. Like, then that's what I did. Like, I learned how to write code, and I'm helping people get jobs now because of some code that I wrote. And the jobs that I see them getting, they're getting paid. Like, I was just talking to one of my buddies from that went to one of my events, and there was a young lady that was at the event, less than 30 years old. She came to my event. She got hired at Microsoft, and within 2 years, she's making over $200,000 a year, right? So, like, you can do it. But I'd still rather be the person that got her the job, you know what I'm saying, than the person working at Microsoft. That's just me. All right, so what other questions y'all got before I go to bed? Slash Jason said, is coding easy? Can any new beginner learn it? If so, how long will it take to learn coding. Okay, you don't ever want to be discouraged if somebody tells you, you like some look, let me put it to you like this. Is being rich easy? No, being rich is not easy. If you want to be rich, it's probably not going to be easy unless somebody rich gave you some money for nothing. But like some rich people gave me money when they gave me a contract to do work for them. And it's not easy, you know what I'm saying? Like so whenever like so the answer what I'm trying to say is if you're asking me like is coding easy, if you want to make money, man, and you want to make a lot of money, it's not always going to be easy. Like you gotta have a lot of hustle. So don't be discouraged if something is not easy. A lot of times, if you become passionate about something and you psych yourself up to commit to being good at something, no matter what it takes, even if it's going to be hard work, um, it becomes easy when you light the fire and then you have the passion. It becomes easier and easier the harder you work towards it. It's just like if you were an athlete and somebody said, "Hey, is lifting 200 pounds, bench pressing 200 pounds, is it easy?" Well, let's see. If you weigh 150 pounds and you never lifted weights before, bench pressing 200 pounds is not easy. But if you got your mind right and you went in the gym and you started lifting weights and you started, with 50 pounds and then moved up to 75 and then moved up to 100, and then moved up to 150 and then eventually got to 200. By the time you lifting weights at 200 pounds, it becomes easy. But the journey to get there is not always easy, and it probably, you know what I'm saying. But once you get there, if that's your goal, then you meet your goal, no matter if it's hard or easy. You know what I'm saying. So like, for me personally, writing code is not that difficult. But I have an aptitude for it, and I like it. Like I find it fun. So for me, it's not that difficult. Um, but it's like it can be difficult. It can be difficult, but like you just gotta have the right mindset. Just because something is difficult doesn't mean you can't do it and get paid a lot to do it. So don't ever let nothing like that stop you. All right. Superman YOLO Rolling said, "What code do I write?" So I write code for my social network, internet code. I write back end code that that, and I write front end code for web applications. So most of the coding I do is in a language called Perl. It's an older language, but it's very very powerful language. So that's what I write code in. I don't really get that much time though to write code because I'm doing operational stuff for my business, like dealing with clients. Because I have a lot of clients now, so I don't get to write code as much as I used to. But I want to start being able to do that more. So I'm trying to hire people that can work with the clients instead of me. All right. Let me see. How much the dreamer said. He said, "How much money did I borrow to create your net worth or wealth?" It's a good question. How much money did I borrow to create my net worth and my wealth? So to start my business that made most of the money that I've made, my business has probably grossed uh 10 to 15 million dollars over the years, total altogether. I borrowed probably $25,000. I had a open line of credit for my small business that was had a limit of like $30,000 on it, and I just used it whenever I needed to. So I borrowed a little bit of money to run my main business. Um, Most of the equity I had to build my business was my ability to write software. So my investment was going to college and learning. Um, I was blessed and I got a scholarship to pay for college, so I didn't have to borrow any money to go to college. And my parents paid about $10,000 of my education, so I consider that a loan. So I've been paying back that loan with interest over the years to my mom. So So I didn't have to invest in that. But now for the real estate to get my net worth where it's at, I took a lot of the earnings from my other businesses and I reinvested in the real estate. And at the same time, though, I was getting loans to get some of the properties, and so some of the properties. Let me see. I probably borrowed like right now my total debt is probably like uh my total debt right now is like almost all mortgage debt, and I probably have like half a million in debt, maybe 400,000, something like that. Um, so I borrowed over the years. I probably borrowed 750,000, maybe something like that. But I paid it off, and I plan on paying off all my real estate debt on my rental properties by the end of this year. And then yeah, so I borrowed debt to make my to build my portfolio of real estate. But I've always well, one thing about me though, whatever amount of debt I have, I almost always have enough cash or well, not almost. I always have enough cash or equity to pay all of my debt off. So, I mean, that's the part of the thing about net worth. You want to know how much you're really worth. You subtract your debt from your assets and your liquid. But I like to have enough liquid to cover all of my debts as well. So that's to me that's like a healthy balance. But not everybody does that. All right. What other questions we got? My next goal for this year or for right now? My next goal for right now is to hire one or two people um, to help me with my main business to free me up to do more of the creative things I like to do that are long term, um, that make money long term. So I want to hire two people to make my business run smoother, so I don't have to do as much of the operational stuff. That's my current goal. My year goal is to pay off all of my real estate investment debt, like pay all that stuff off, and then start investing in other markets. Like I want to get in the South Florida market. Um, yeah, so that's my goal. And then with my main business, I got a lot of goals around my main business. It's too many to mention, too many things to mention. Basically, I want to bring the technology up to speed, but that ties into me hiring more people. So, thoughts on Manny Koshman? I love Manny Koshman. I think he's a good dude, and I think he's somebody that, for me, like I could learn from him to get to the next level because he's at the next level. Like his concepts and the way he does deals is similar to mine, but he does more commercial stuff and he does way bigger stuff than I do. Like he makes millions on his deals, and you know I make tens of thousands or maybe 100,000 on a deal or something like that. But he makes millions. All right. Pop said, "What's my thoughts on the housing market now and in the future?" I think the housing market usually is cyclical, right? So it goes up and then it drops. In the United States, it goes up, then it drops down, then it goes up, and then it drops down. But it's continually over time, it's getting higher and higher and higher. But it has drops and stuff. They're just not as fast as the stock market. So my thing is like just you keep an eye on it. And you just look at the graph of when it's going up. Then you look at the graph of the average cost of homes being sold, and you'll see when it starts going down. And then you let it get all the way down to the bottom till it bottoms out and stops dropping. And then when it starts creeping back up or stays at the bottom, that's when you really get in and start making money for the future. Um, but but I don't pretend to have like a crystal ball to know what the housing market is going to do in the future. But you can watch the banks because the banks usually anticipate stuff. So if the banks stop lending money on stuff that they normally lend money on, like mortgages, then there's probably going to be a drop, or they're anticipating a drop, or they're causing a drop. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case, or however you want to call it, I watch the banks and see what they do. You know, and just always prepare for the worst though. Like if you buy real estate, try to buy it in a market where if you have to hold on to it, you can just rent it out until the market comes back. You know what I'm saying? So don't overextend yourself either, no matter what. um, where do I think the housing market is now? It's high. It's high, but I don't know if but it's still going up though. So it hasn't topped out and flatlined. It's still going up right now. So like, but that could change. You know, like this is an election year. That could change. My online course is $297 with the discount, and you pay it one time and you're done, and you get access to my course forever after. Slash Jason said, "Do I have any good recommendation to learn code?" I don't want to tell you the wrong thing, but there's a lot of stuff out there to learn how to code, man. There's so many different things. Look on Udemy. There's a whole bunch of coding courses for cheap on Udemy. Then you get your feet wet with that, and then you can like maybe take a official course. Um, but I don't know. I can't. I will have to do some research to tell you. Um, Hulk Hogan, what's good? Um, Dream 4 Pro said, "Why do you not house hack, car and watch hack, buy more businesses to automate, etc." I do car hack. I do house hack. Flipping a house for me is a house hack. Unless I'm not sure what you mean by house hack. I do house hack. I do car hack. Why I don't watch hack because I'm not really interested in watches that much. Um, buy more businesses to automate. Okay, so the biggest thing about buying businesses to automate, if you buy a business, you gotta do a lot of upfront work to learn that business, and that takes time. And right now, most of my time is dedicated to running my biggest business that I have. So until I can automate my own business, I don't have the time to research other businesses to jump in and automate and do all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much. I have my business, like I got employees and people that come in to work every day, and I gotta, it's like a real business that I gotta run. So it's not like I have a whole lot of extra time to do what you're talking about, other than invest in real estate and do YouTube. um, Just Banter said, "What job did I have before I was investing in real estate?" So thing is, real estate. Before I was investing in real estate, I had my own company. So that was my job, and I still have my own company. Investing in real estate is not my biggest business. My biggest business is my software company, which is a social networking company, which is a recruitment company, and a recruitment advertising company, and an advertising like a online.com that I run. It's a tech company. That's still my biggest business. It's bigger than the real estate. Now, if your question is what job did I have before I became an entrepreneur and on my own, I was a software engineer for AT&T Bell Labs, or Lucent Technologies. So I was a software engineer. That was my job. I wrote code. Let's see. House hacking is living for free. Yeah, I guess you could say I'm doing that. I bought this house for 371,000, and it's currently worth probably 570,000. So that's living for free. If I was to sell this house, I would be getting paid to live here. If that's what you mean, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm hacking houses. That's investing in real estate. What do I think about car wash or laundromat? You know what? A lot of times I see car washes, and I wonder what it would be like to own one, because they definitely get business where I'm at. The thing that I noticed though, car washes, you got to keep reinvesting to keep the latest technology to clean cars in there. So, but I don't know what the numbers are. Same thing with a laundromat. I don't know what the numbers are. That's the only thing, but I mean, they look interesting. They look like interesting. Thanks, T Jack. Um, thanks, Mike Jones. Shout out to Rich. He's in here answering questions. Rich is my realtor. Um, HTX at large said, "That's crazy. Tom had everyone becoming fake coding experts, building MySpace pages." Yo, that's funny. Hey, the interesting thing, HTX at large, MySpace is a social network, right? My business is a social network just like MySpace. I built a niche social network that that stood the test of time. I'm still around. MySpace and a lot of these other sites, they're not around anymore. But my site's still around, and I'm sure when I update the software that I'm gonna get a resurgence of social networking traffic because Facebook is watered down. Facebook is too watered down. So I'm about to have like a second coming, second explosion on my website when I relaunch it. Uh, I don't know this guy. Antonio Party said, "Ever thought about chit chatting with Ben Mala? He's worth about 250 million in real estate." I don't know him, dude. I have to look him up. Um, so yeah, Mike Jones, appreciate it, dude. Y'all try to keep it real, bro. I'm just like, if you kind of knew, like, people knew like where I come from and like my situation, like nobody gave me anything, so I know what it's like to be poor, and I know what it's like not to be poor, but having to work and take risks to get where I'm at. So, but I still feel like the same person who was poor. Like I said, I have a reoccurring dream of having to go try to get a job. I have a reoccurring dream, like a scary dream that I'm like, damn, didn't work out. I got to go get a job. So that kind of keeps me motivated, and I still feel like that's where my head is at, like of trying to survive and hustle. So I keep hustling and working hard because I'm not the dude to sit down and be like, oh, look what everything I've gotten, and then and get fat, and then somebody come up and put me out of business, or get caught slipping like that. So that's just, I don't know, it's in my DNA, I guess. It's how I was raised, man. I can't invest in the real estate because you need a job for 2 years. No fun, Noah. Where do you live? You said it's hard to get a job. You need to move, bro, because it's not hard to get a job where I'm at, and it's not hard at all. I don't know, and even in the United States, like it's maybe hard to get a job, the perfect job that you like, but it's not hard to get a job, in this country, that I've ever heard of people talking about. Not right now. Um, hey, thanks, Reginald Bryant. Appreciate you. So, all right, man. I'm about to lay down, man. So I just want to do a live stream. We've been on here for about an hour and a half. So I just want to do a live stream to let you guys know I'm still here. I haven't been dropping a lot of videos because I've been preparing for a big event that I'm doing for a big company. And I'm going to start doing some more live streams to show you guys what's going on, where I'm at, because I'm going to be traveling in different places. And maybe I'll even connect with Demonology tomorrow when I'm in Dallas. So, but I love y'all. Appreciate you guys. And more videos to come. I do have some videos recorded for the investments that I'm doing with Rich. So I'll try to get my editor to edit those videos for you guys, and then I'll get them posted. But love y'all, man, and stay tuned for the next live stream. Make sure you turn on the notifications, because while I'm traveling, like I said, I'll try to go live and let you guys know what's going on. All right, man. Love y'all. Peace, and stay positive. Work hard. Take care of your family. Peace out, guys.